What's going on, my friends? Jake Andrews here. Welcome back to my channel, Jake Andrews Music, blues, rock, guitar lessons coming at you today. And we are looking at Long Way From Home. This is one of my favorite SRV songs. It's off of the Family Style album Jimmie and Stevie did right before Stevie Ray's death. In fact, Stevie Ray died August 27th of 1990, and this album was released September 25th of that year, so less than a month later. Very tragic, but this album really showcases where Stevie Ray might have been going with his music. The album is so different than his earlier stuff. Double Trouble is not playing on this. This is a totally different production, completely different musicians, mostly recorded at Ardent Studios in Memphis. Great, cool, really cool studio. And Stevie Ray actually recorded in step there as well. But this album was produced by Nile Rodgers, the legendary guitarist from Chic, and even more legendary producer of countless bands from the 80s all the way through till today. Nile Rodgers is especially known for producing Madonna, Duran Duran, David Bowie, the Let's Dance album, which of course Stevie Ray played on, and that's where they met and became friends. So such a cool production on this. The songs are amazing, so funky. Now this song, Long Way From Home, was co-written, Stevie Ray, with Doyle Bramhall, Stevie's longtime friend and almost really family member. He and Jimmie had started playing in bands in the mid-60s, and so Doyle was a huge influence on Stevie Ray. In fact, everybody always said Stevie got his vocal style from Doyle. And it's really true. If you listen to Doyle's recordings, you can really hear that Stevie Ray probably tried to emulate his singing. Doyle was a great blues R&B vocalist and drummer and songwriter. So look up his music on Spotify, YouTube. Of course, this is Doyle Bramhall Sr. Doyle's son, Doyle Jr., is also a legendary guitarist in his own right. Played with Clapton, Roger Waters, had his band the Archangels, great producer and all around amazing musician. So once again, if you are not familiar with this album, the Family Style album, get deep into it. This is one of my favorite things that Stevie Ray did. Just so cool. And it really leaves us a taste of where he was going musically and creatively. And Jimmie's stuff on here is equally as cool. All right, so check that out if you haven't before. Now let's hop in here and get into the lesson. All right, welcome in everybody. Long Way From Home. So this song is in the key of E flat, because Stevie Ray is almost always tuned down a half a step. Everything is tuned down a half a step. But for all intents and purposes, it's as if we are in the key of E. And so I'm going to refer to everything as if we were in standard tuning. Just understand that we are tuned down half a step. All right, so mostly minor pentatonic. Our first position of E, E flat, would be down here open. So we're going to be playing a lot down there. And the chord changes are very cool on this song, not just your regular 1-4-5 blues changes. So that intro, let's look at that. Let me play it for you, and then we will break it down. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. And then we're into the vocal verse. So what is that? It's like we're playing over B, A, G, and then we're walking it back half steps. F sharp, F, and then open E. So very cool. The 5, the 4, the flat 3, the 2, the flat 2, and then the 1. Very cool. That is that turnaround section and the intro. All right, so what is he doing? We're up here. It's really as if we're playing over dominant 7th chords the whole time. And And we are using our thumb a lot. Stevie Ray is always using his thumb, has his thumb wrapped around, especially when we're trying to get these low bass notes. All right, so we're going to use our thumb on the low E string, and we're going to grab that around, not like this, more like we're deep in there, and we're just clamping down. Now here on the 4th string, so that's a pull-off. Up to the 5th string, and then this is where we're playing over the 7th chord. So we're not playing over the full thing, we're just getting the 4th and 3rd string. So you need to bar that down on your 1st finger and then hammer only your middle finger onto the 3rd string, which is the major 3rd. So this note right here is the flat 7, the dominant 7th note. Okay, so we go right back here, and I'm going to do it down, up, and then repeat this piece. That's the whole riff. Now we're just going to repeat that. We're going to move back to A and do the same thing. Once, back to G. And now F sharp, we're not even going to do the entire riff. Same thing at F. And finally, we're back to open E. We're doing a similar lick, but it's not the same. Now, I'm still just getting the 4th and 3rd string. So I'm going to hit the open E. I'm going to pick both of those strings open and hammer only my 1st finger onto the 3rd string. Now, middle finger, I'm going to bar both those strings across. And then I'm going to take them both back open, so I'm not getting the major 3rd. Back to the root note, middle finger. That's it. Now really on this part, I'm also getting that down up strum. Now this lick is played so many times throughout the song, you're really going to have to sit here and work on this, get it real clean. We're not trying to get any extra strings. It's very tight. That's the name of the game on this song. His playing is very fast, very clean, very tight. And you're going to just have to sit there, start slow. Right there at the intro, we do it 8 rounds. And when it's all sped up, it sounds like. Okay, we kind of have to cut off that 8th one. Now you see, actually I started on the downbeat, but the rest of them I really have to push. You feel how fast? So I have to go straight from the... Now that 8th one, as you saw, I kind of finish it up quicker so we have time to get to the chord change that's coming next. Let's play this whole intro piece slowly. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. notice also how I push the beat on these. Push those changes. See, I wrap up that 8th one a little quicker so I can get to the chord change. So here comes the vocal, first verse, and we're going straight to the A. Now we're going to do that same riff that we did on the intro over A, 4 rounds. However, right there, he goes into like a sharp 9. So that's how I'm playing it, just barring those. And he does that on the 3rd and 4th round. Watch what I mean. And still answer it. So still same timing, I'm doing it down, up, and then I'm still getting back to answer it. Right? Okay, so let's listen to this again all together. And now I'm back to E, to our riff here. Eight times. Once again, I got to kind of wrap that 8th one up a little quicker. All right, because now I'm going up to the B, and I'm really just starting that entire intro piece over at this point. And that is the whole first verse. Now we immediately start the same thing over, verse 2. Let's just go straight into it. I'll play it at a medium tempo. So here we go up to A. Now, of course, that right there at the end of the second full verse is where the solo comes in. And you hear him say, "Y'all ready? Let's go." And that is your signal to go, man. That's where we do the solo. I'm coming out of this. Like I said, I need to wrap that up a little quicker on that last one. And then boom, solo comes in. and then we're back to that piece. All right, so here we go. Bam, killer solo. Like I said, one of his fastest, cleanest solos in my opinion. It's kind of funny, at this point, Stevie Ray was doing less pull-offs like he was on his earlier stuff, and he's picking every note a lot more, and so it's that much faster. All right, so that's a big part of why it sounds so fast. The solo is played over the verse changes, the A. And back to the E. So that is what the solo is being played over. We come in playing over the A, and we hit this A string. And now we're here in the first box. So a slight bend on the first string, second string pull off, and then he does this. Slide and then hit that E string. Pull off on the third string. So I'm pulling it off with my middle finger, root, and then collapse back down. The name of the game is that he's just popping these strings. They're so fast, so clean. So you got to get that tight, man. So hit the A again. There's our next piece. Now the timing slightly changes here. So he does that same slight bend, open, and a quicker pull off there on the second string. Do this again. So slide that middle finger, hit the high E string, same pull off here, collapse back down, but then hammer on to the major third. Fourth string. And then we're going to go up here, fifth string, down to the fourth string. We're going to walk it back here, and he does that lick a lot, hammering on and off that flat 5. Right here. Back to the fourth string. Open E again. And then finally hammer on to the major third. And hit the high E string. Whew, that's it. Listen what we have so far. Now listen how he wraps that section up. So second string, we're going to slide into the second box and hit the high E. Back here. Middle finger, third string. So I'm going to that blues note. He actually goes. collapse back down, and then just back to the open G and open D string. Straight to this 5th string. And then back to the open A. And let that A ring out. Now after that open A, now we're going to slide on the 1st string into that 2nd box. Watch this, ring finger, open, 2nd string pull off, middle finger, 3rd string. And you can pull that off. So we're coming from that open A string that's ringing out. And we're going to immediately slide up and kind of play over A, over the A7th, kind of our 3rd box position. So what is that? We're sliding up to this A and we're playing on the major 3rd. So here at 6, middle finger, 3rd string, and going out to the flat 7. See how it's an A7? 1st string. Now he kind of just picks those. Or you can do the like he does all the time. So we're kind of outlining that chord. 1st string. And either just walk it back. 2nd string back to 1st string. Or you can do the, I like doing that. Love that lick. Now straight to the middle finger, 3rd string. That's very fast. We're going to slide back to the 1st position. Roll up to the root note. Right back down. Hammer onto the 3rd string. Back to the middle finger root note. Very quick, he's picking that, very staccato. All right, so right after that, he goes 1st string, 2nd string slide, back to 1st string. And then middle finger, 3rd string, we're going to slide as well, 2 to 4. And hit that same open E. Back here, pull it off. Remove my thumb so you can see that better. And then he finishes up with this. So what's that? Middle finger, 5th string. Walk it back. And it's so fast if you want to hammer that. Or pick it. back to the root note. Back to the open E, and then hammer onto the major third, and pick that high E. Now obviously all of that runs together. Super fast, very quick. All right, so at that point we go back into the chord-based riffs. And we're going to go straight to the 2 right here, which is F sharp, and then up to B. And we're doing this same riff here. Straight to B. Back to G, the flat third, and we start the same. But then we change it there, so we go. And we're going to bend right here and get these double stops. And then we're going to get them here, third and second string. And then go major here. And I'm hammering into it. Now we're going to go straight up to D, the flat 7, and we're going to do a riff and kind of walk it up, D, D sharp, E. So what's that? I hit that low D root note, and the same second and third string double stops, hammering into the major, bar it. D sharp, and you can double up. Now it's so quick, you might actually not even have time to hammer it on the backside. You might just... Now instead of going to the high E, we go back to our main riff here. The 8 times, and then we go into the third and final verse. All right, so that is the entire solo. That last piece goes. Okay, let's try the whole thing one more time, medium tempo, and we're coming out of that same. And one more time, full speed. All right, there you go. So that is the solo. Hey, I also wanted to mention here as far as tone, of course, I'm playing on my vintage 1960 Stratocaster all original here. Stevie Ray's was a 61, so very similar tone. I'm playing through an old Tweed amp, an old Tweed Princeton, a late 50s Princeton. But any good tube amp is gonna sound great, and a good Strat, especially Rosewood neck Strat, is gonna sound great. I'm actually playing in the bridge position back here. I have the tone rolled off a bit, but I want that real cutting sound without being too thin, okay? I have some reverb, a hair of delay, echoplex on there, just a little bit to give it a little fuller sound. And there you go, yeah, get a little bit of gain so you're not too overdriven, but you want a thick sound. And that is the secret to the sound on this song. Okay, so let's keep going. We come out of the solo right into a third verse. You'll notice I did some licks in here. I did some of those similar licks he does in the solo, and I did. Some of those really add to it, so I'm coming out of. Just substituting it for that last riff there. Now we go to the 5. Just 4 rounds there, and then we go back straight up here and repeat that turnaround. And we break on that low E the second time. Very cool. All right, so let's take it from the first one. Drum fill, okay, and then we're back to our main riff. And that is where he throws in this lick. So kind of like what we did in the solo. Slide the 3rd string, middle finger, and hit the open E string. Twice, quick pull off, collapse, and go back down. And hit it open. Okay, so he's substituting it there for the 8th round of this. So after the drum fill, we kind of have to even cut off that 7th one early. Back to the riff. Do it again. This time he just does the riff twice. He starts a 3rd one and cuts it off early. Okay, so he does the same lick again and then back to the riff. 4 rounds, and once again, he cuts off that last one early. Okay, and that's where we switch and come up here to the high E position. Let's go back through all of that there after that drum fill, okay? Drums come in. And now watch this. And that's how we take it out, and it's going to fade out. So what are we doing up there? We're getting that low E string here with the thumb. And now we're hitting these double stops straight to the 3rd and 2nd string. And then that's how I'm playing. We're coming back to the major double stop there. Either hammer or just... I hammer it, and it is very quick. Once again, we really push that bass note. And then he switches over to that same kind of sharp 9 thing we did earlier, but it's here. And he kind of plays that syncopated, funky rhythm. Bam, 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 bada, bada. And then he does it all again, so listen. And so what I'm doing is doing that 6 rounds. 4, 6, and then I hit that bass note and get that sharp 9, and then do it all again. And at that point, the song is faded out. And there you go, my friends. That is everything, all of the rhythm. There are only a couple licks he actually plays during the vocal verse. It's really all there in the solo. Okay, so take your time with this, build up the speed, and this is a killer one. It's not one you see played very much. It's not one a lot of people are not familiar with it, even people that are diehard SRV fans. Sometimes I play them this song, and I'm like, man, how do you not know this one? Killer, killer. All right, have fun, great job, and I will see you back out there. Now, I would also like to mention some of my instructional courses that are available right now. I have a course called the Ultimate Freddie King Instrumentals course. This course teaches you note for note Freddie King's earliest instrumental recordings, his most influential stuff, the Hideaway album. It's amazing, and the phrasing that he uses is so unique and invaluable. And there's nothing like learning the actual songs and licks from the masters to try to start to integrate that timing and phrasing and those licks into your playing. Freddie King was a master of major and minor hybrid playing, and that really comes out in his sound. So look into that, my Freddie King Ultimate Instrumentals course. And my other newest course is called 7-Day Blues Guitarist. In this course, we really start at the beginning and we lay the foundation for starting to improvise your own blues lead guitar playing. We learned 5 unique blues verses and numerous concepts along the way, like playing over chord changes, rhythm, blues chords, funkier chords, double stops, bending. Everything is contained within this to get you on the road to start playing real blues lead guitar playing. So look into these 2 courses to augment the videos on this channel, and I think you're really going to be pleased. All right, everybody, really hope you enjoyed this lesson. This was a fun one for me. I have loved this song since I got this CD as a kid, right when it came out. My mom got it for me, and I just fell in love with it. I've been playing these songs since then. So work with this. It's gonna take time to get this fast and get perfect because it is very quick. But have fun with it, play along with the original track, slow it down as you need to, and then try to build back up to full speed. Now, please leave the video a like if you did enjoy this. Leave me some comments, let me know what you thought. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Hit the bell icon when you do so you get notifications from me every time I release a video like this. And my friends, I will see you next time. Thank you so much.